What's up, everybody? I'm Sydnee Goodman, and in today's Daily Fix, PS5 games don't have to run on PS4, but new PS4 games do have to run on PS5. And a PS5 conference is coming soon. Roll the thing! We are finally getting some PS5 news, and when it rains, it pours. With cutting-edge 3D surround sound. Audio. PlayStation boss man aka CEO Jim Ryan says he's not interested in getting PS5 games to run on PS4 hardware. Talking to Games Industry, Ryan stated that developers working on next-generation games should, quote, make the most of the new console's advanced features. He went on, quote, we believe that when you go to all the trouble of creating a next-gen console, that it should include features and benefits that the previous generation does not include. And that, in our view, people should make games that can make the most of those features. Hey, I just said features a lot. Let's go one more. PS5 features a variety of new tech designed specifically for the console, like a controller with haptic feedback to simulate surfaces, and an SSD that allows for game data to be allocated more efficiently than on traditional mechanical hard drives. Basically, these aspects can't easily be translated to PS4 hardware because the older console has different parts. Ryan would much rather developers take full advantage of this new tech instead of worrying about cross-generation support. Decidedly different than Xbox's strategy. From a customer perspective, Sony is seemingly creating a good incentive for folks to pick up a PS5 at launch. By freeing developers up from having to make portable PS4 versions of PS5 games, they can focus on utilizing the improved technology in the PS5. This suggests Sony is taking more of a shock and awe approach, hoping their launch games will already be taking full advantage of what makes next gen next gen. And it's not like Ryan is saying, don't make PS4 versions of PS5 games. I don't know that that's what he sounds like. But it's just that developers aren't forced to. But for those who aren't able to pick up a PS5 at launch, whether it's because it's likely going to be expensive or because they're out of stock, this means there's a chance there won't be PS4 versions of the latest PlayStation games. On the other hand, Microsoft has said that the Xbox Series X won't launch with exclusive games, and that any new playable title on the Series X will also be playable on older Xbox One consoles. This could be worrisome for folks who do invest in a Series X right at launch because developers now have to consider the limitations of older tech while developing for the, technically speaking, more powerful of the two next-gen consoles. With all that said, I do think it's really exciting to see the dawn of a new console generation, and I'm definitely stoked to see what games look and feel like when we get where we're going, which is coming up soon. What are your thoughts on this? It's obviously a very nuanced issue, and there's a lot of elements that I'm sure are going into these decisions, but I am curious what you're thinking. So let us know in the comments below. Speaking of PS5, Sony has reportedly told developers that PS4 games submitted for certification from July 13th onwards must be forward compatible with PS5. In a report from Eurogamer, developer documentation on Sony's internal partner website now includes a step that must be checked, confirming that the game has been tested for compatibility with the PS5. That compatibility apparently means that the PS4 games code must run without issues on a PS5, and the game must include all the same features. It is important to note that there's a difference between submission and release. Games are submitted for certification way before release, so some games arriving after the July 13th cutoff date could still be non-compatible with PS5. But Eurogamer does report that they believe The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima will be supported on PS5 despite not being part of that certification cutoff point. And to complete the hat trick, more PS5 news. Sony has announced that a PS5 conference will be broadcast on Thursday, June 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific. Yes, Junie the 4th be with you. According to the PlayStation blog, the show will last around an hour and be the first in a series of updates. How many will be in that series, we don't know yet. It's kind of a variable, sort of a Sony Series X, if you will. As you might expect, we'll be seeing PS5 games shown off at the event, but Sony hasn't specifically said that we'll see the PS5 unit itself. Speaking to BBC, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan did say that the show will attempt to translate some of the excitement of Sony's previous keynotes for an at-home audience. Hopefully, we'll even get some of those maybe fake audience members this time. I still can't really figure out if those are real people or not. I mean, I know they're real people, but like, you know. IGN, of course, will be covering the show in its entirety, including a pre and post show as part of our Summer of Gaming. So make sure you tune in because I will be on that bad boy. And that's just the first day of IGN Summer of Gaming. So check out IGN.com to see the full schedule and tune in anywhere IGN streams for the latest next-gen news, PlayStation or otherwise. Oh man, what happened at the end of that sentence? And that was Daily Fix. I'm Sydnee Goodman, and I hope your day is as awesome as you are. Now that you're all caught up on the news, check out our newest episode of Next Gen Console Watch, where we break down the best TVs for PS5 and Series X. Download the IGN app on all your mobile devices, subscribe to Daily Fix on Snapchat, and for all things everything else, IGN.com. Have a great weekend.